Hello everyone. I have something torn down on the bench here. Let's talk about soldering tip cleaners today. Currently, I have a Hakko FT700. This is a decent cleaner. You know, for the money, they're not bad. The brushes are a bit expensive for what you get. When it is on, it stays on, but it's rather quiet. I don't know if you can hear that. But it's a good cleaner. So that brings us to today. I was browsing eBay and I found this unit for parts and repair. So I was like, what could be wrong with it? You know, these are, it's a JBC. They're expensive. These were like $500. This is CLMB-A senior. It's an older unit, but you can still get brushes for about the same price as the Hakko brushes. So I was like, okay, well, put an offer in, $65 with shipping, done. I get it here, take it apart. I know it's really, really dirty. A lot of flux residue, and looks like they used it in a solder paste environment. But first thing was the belt. It's stiff as a board. Okay. That belt is roughly 130 millimeter by 2.75 to 3 millimeter. Okay. So I got to find a source other than JBC because I couldn't find the price for this belt on JBC's website. Found the part number, but not the price. They give an exploded view. So that's that. Okay. But other than it being really, really dirty, it's in pretty decent condition. It was, of course, no brushes and was missing the catch tray. I will build a catch tray. The other issue I noticed when I powered it up was the sensor was really dirty, but you can see the glass is just full of flux, was the bearings. These were practically frozen. So if you're careful with an X-Acto or a razor, you can get under it and you can pop out the covers and clean them. This one seems like they cleaned up really nice, but I do have the part number. The part number of that bearing is an F689 Zulu, that's ZZ / Echo Zulu 0 or Oscar. But they're not that expensive. They are a flanged bearing. So you can, if you type in that part number, you might get a flanged bearing pop up. You might not. So make sure you put the F. That's F as in Foxtrot, 689 Zulu. You will see here we're roughly about 17 millimeter. Then this side, roughly about 19 millimeter. I hope you guys can see this caliber on here. On one of my videos, somebody said they couldn't read it, so I went and got a bigger one. So, but yeah, all these bearings were just clogged with flux and solder, but now they're pretty good. Since they were clogged with solder, the pulleys, don't be afraid, they are just pressed on there. I'm gonna end up having to knurl this, get a little bit more resistance in there because those are pretty loose. So, but the other bearings might be better, but I think these drives are a bit worn. So that's a little trick. You can just knurl it and it'll expand it so it'll fit tighter. But yeah, I'll probably just lube this up, put these in. I got the bearings on order. They were very inexpensive, only a couple dollars. So I'm trying to find the belt. But let's look at the circuit board. Let me zoom in so we can get a better view of it here. So it looks like it's got a PIC. It's at a, back on screen here, 18F 13K22. So I'll try to read that, but it's probably protected. And then we have a MCPL or MCP6L19E or 91. That was an Op Amp. There you go. Hard to read these up at the top here. What's this here? I know that number. That's a Mosfet. Yeah, it's a Mosfet. 4896. Got a Mosfet. And looks just like a BCP56. That's just a, what's that, NPN or PNP transistor. So it's a pretty simple little board. If I can read it in circuit, I'll try to read that microcontroller. I'm not going to bother taking it off right now on this time. I might take it apart next time when I put the bearings in and do it. But right now I want to try this thing. Let's see, motor. It's got a pretty decent, pretty fat drive motor. But motor sounded pretty good. I don't think we can get any numbers on it. I do not see any markings. Maybe it's underneath the pulley, but I'm not going to remove that pulley right now. But I don't see any numbers. So if these motors go out, it's it would condemn this thing. Maybe JBC sells the motor, maybe not. But I'm going to give this thing an ultrasonic bath. Oh, the sensor. Don't want to forget about that. It looks just like it's infrared sensor to detect if something crosses its path. But it's, let me zoom in again. Yeah, it's lit too. So these little LEDs shine so you can see it, but they're not that bright. So might want to think about getting some, figure out what the voltage is on those and put some super bright ones in there. Looks like they had plans for additional wiring. But well, I hope this is informative to somebody. It's a pretty well built little unit. The Hako is metal, of course, but the Hako, it's going to go on my second workbench. Yes, I am upgrading to JBC equipment. I will fill you all in later on that. It's going to be a slow upgrade. I'm still not 100% sure if I'm going to keep the JBC or just continue on with the Hako equipment. We shall see. But yeah, these bearings are pressed in. They'll come out pretty easy. So we'll catch y'all later. Oh, be sure to like and subscribe if this is informative to you.